This tutorial will guide you through the process of compiling and running a Java program from the command line. This tutorial applies to Mac and other Unix-based systems. Some elements do not work the same on Windows. To begin, we will open a terminal window and navigate to the directory where we would like to create our code. In this case, I will navigate to CS112 and then create a new directory called Countdown. I will now navigate into the Countdown directory. You will notice that if I start to type the name of the directory and hit Tab, it will automatically complete the name for me. Inside of the Countdown directory, I will create a directory called Source for my source code files, and then change into that directory. In this tutorial, I will use Emacs to edit my source code. You can, however, use any other text editor that produces plain text files. Keep in mind that Word or other similar programs are not appropriate. Also keep in mind that you will need to install Emacs before you can use it. Here I will open a new file called countdown.java and type my code. Once I've completed my code, I will save it, and now you can see that this file exists in this directory. I will now use the javac command to compile my code. I type javac and then the name of the file that I want to compile, which in this case is countdown.java. The output here is telling me that my program has a compilation error. In fact, it has two compilation errors. So what I need to do is open my code again and repair the errors. So notice that I can use the arrow keys to navigate to previous commands that I have typed, such that I can select them without actually having to retype them. So I have two errors. One is that I had omitted that curly brace, and the other is that I forgot a semicolon right here. So I will save the file again, use the arrow keys to navigate to the javac command and compile again. So once my program compiles without error, it will produce a class file called countdown.class, which you see here. You'll also notice that Eclipse produces these backup files that contain the tilde at the very end of the file name. Those can largely be ignored. So the class file contains the Java bytecode that will be interpreted when I run my program. So to run my program, I will type Java countdown, and the output is exactly what I would expect. So notice that when I compile, I must use the file name ending with .java. I type javac countdown.java. But when I run, I omit the .class portion. I simply type Java countdown. This is very important, as your program will not run if you type Java countdown.class. You'll see that I end up with a class, no class definition found error. So this is the simplest way to compile from the command line. In some cases, you may have more than one Java file you wish to compile. You can compile multiple files at the same time by using the wildcard character or star when compiling. So if I type javac star.java, this indicates that all files ending with Java should be compiled, and will have the same result in this case as my previous command. Another common task is to compile and/or run programs that are not in the current directory. To demonstrate this, I will first remove all of the class files that have been generated in this source directory. So now I just have my Java files there. Next, I will navigate up one level to the directory countdown, where I can see my source directory, and I will create a new directory bin. So bin will be the directory where I will store my class files. To compile the source files stored in the source directory and store the resulting class files in the bin directory, I will type javac -d bin source/star.java. The argument following the -d, so the -d is the flag that I use to specify that I want to explicitly specify the destination of the class files. And the argument that follows, bin, is the directory where I want to store those class files. Now if I list the files that are in the bin directory, you'll see that countdown.class has been created there. So to run the program, I will now type java -cp bin countdown. And you'll notice that the program runs exactly as before. So -cp says that I want to explicitly specify the class path of this particular program. So the class path tells Java where to find the class files that it needs in order to run the program. So in this case, I say the class path is the bin directory, where the bin directory is where you will find the class files, and countdown is the class that I want to run. When I type this command, the output is exactly as I would expect.